Okay, you guys, this is our homeschool room tour as what our homeschool room is right now. Don't mind me. I need to shower. It's very late at night. It's like 10:30 and I've been cleaning out this room and reorganizing this room and working on the house. The kids had their first official day of summer camp homeschool today. It went really well. We didn't do a whole lot. Part of what we worked on was making sure all of our workspaces are neat and tidy. So we spent the day working on our upstairs dining room because we'll be doing some homeschool work in there. I rearranged and organized this room to get it set up for us. The kids got their desks ready in their rooms, and then we just did some of our ocean unit study stuff, read some poetry, went through stuff in the dictionary, just basic, simple, just kind of touch base type stuff for today. But anyway, I'm now going to just show you guys around this room, and so you guys can see what our little homeschool room looks like. I actually call this our homeschool nook because it's so small. The room itself, I think, is like 6 by 18 feet or something. It's not very big. But yeah, I'm just going to show you guys where we have stuff situated for now. And this room is kind of going to change and evolve as we need it to with what we're doing for homeschool. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys around. So my theme for the summer for our learning plan is learning is an adventure. So I bought this really cool kind of happy campers themed learning set from Learning Essentials here in Wasilla. And then there's these, so the kids and I talked about how this summer they're going to get to be authors and thinkers and readers, explorers, learners, mathematicians, and scientists. And then just a little welcome sign. I haven't filled that in. I also haven't filled in those tents yet. One is for each of the kids. And so that's just kind of the theme. I like to change that up in here. It is a small space, but I like to be able to theme the room either for the season or what we're working on or something like that. So then on the back of the door, I have this shoe organizer, and I've just gone through and glues up here. There's watercolors here. There's some painting tools here. Pencils, I believe we have like little pencil sharpeners in that one. We have these paper puncher design things here, rulers. This one's empty at the moment, surprise, surprise. And then markers. I organize our markers by color in order of the rainbow. So Roy, G, Viv, and then pink, and then it goes into blacks and grays and browns. Down there, there's erasers for the kids, glue, so they have access to glue when we need it, spare pencils, and colored pencils. So that's just on the back of the door. And then moving into this area, that's a piece of artwork that Liliana did. And then this is what I refer to as our homeschool motto. I also am going to be getting an American flag so we can do the pledge each morning. But right now we just read this aloud together. And I also got that at Learning Essentials. And then in this bucket right now is just my cell phone charger because I've been in here for a few hours. But these are kind of just our math blocks. That's just a bucket that I got from the dollar spot at Target. Our pencil sharpener, one piece of advice that I can give to anybody who's going to homeschool is to invest in a pencil sharpener. I know it seems outrageous to spend $40 on one, but it is worth it, believe me. Justin just changed light bulbs in here and left these behind, so they're there. And then I have our dictionary. This is more of a standard dictionary. This is a first dictionary, which is really helpful for the kids. And then this is the Reader's Digest Children's Atlas of the World. This piece of paper is from our daily calendar. I just tore that off. Then our daily calendar is coming over here. So each day we will read what the quote is for that day and then take that day off. And so then we know the day of the week, the month, the date, and the year. So I have this caddy. It's from Michael's. I ordered it online, just craft supplies. There's more craft supplies and extra random pencils. I swear we have pencils everywhere. Stickers that I use. These are for a weather set that I'm not really currently using. It's this Weather Pals set over here. I haven't quite incorporated it for the summer, so that's why it's here. There's extra file folders that hold Weather Pals and other things, but I'm just not really using that right now either. These are my large and small markers for my whiteboard, and then some like science activity kits. That one is actually make your own like coral reef type thing, so I will be using that for our unit study on oceans. And then moving into this, I have on there is a little, it goes with the theme, it's a little like chart paper set. They're just paper, but for the month of June we're doing a reading challenge, so you can see this little black dot here. Our goal for the month of June is for each kid to read 10 books. It may be chapter books, it may be like easy readers, whatever it is. I just want to keep them reading, and so there'll be an incentive at the end for them. And then when you open this up, I refer to this as like the teacher's cabinet, just to explain to the kids that this is off limits to them. They don't need to come in here for any reason because it's kind of just organized for me to pull stuff. I have lots of construction paper, index cards, crayons, extra notebooks. These are our road trip binders. If you guys ever want me to do a video on these, let me know. But I use these for when we go on road trips. Like I made them last summer for driving up to Manly because it's such a long drive. And then this is just excess curriculum, workbooks, whatever it is. Some of them are left over from Nikolai from last year and we'll be finishing them up this year. Some of them I've had since preschool and just haven't finished and I don't know what to do with them. This is that Matthew C stuff that I still need to review from our advisor. And then just other extra stuff that's just a Lego, like this is like a Lego set. And then these charts and stuff are just stored in here. And then these are extra reading books. We have tons of reading books out in bins on the floor, which you guys will see in a second. And this is just kind of overflow that I rotate. We have a heater down here. I know that seems strange, a little plug-in heater, but this room does get kind of chilly in the wintertime. And then each of the kids has, these are just outdoor, like patio chair furniture type pads. And I cut the strings off that would tie them to chairs and the kids just use them to sit on the floor with. These are the kids' quiet time boxes. And then there's just lots of paper back there, a couple clipboards, an extra storage bin, and then my wetlands and wildlife curriculum that I found at Bella Kids this year. This is puzzles. I've got some disinfecting wipes over here, but puzzles for the kids to use when they're in here. This little organizer over here just has plain paper in there, and then it has empty folders that we're not using at the moment, some coloring books, and then all of these toolboxes from the years that the kids went to school and stuff. And then there's a binder and extra file folders in here. So this is kind of more my stuff too. And then extra watercolor paints, crayons that we made. They look like, which side opens? They look like that, little crayons that we made. And then these are extra workbook sheets that I've torn out that we'll be using over the summer. So that's that half of this little room. Then I have my whiteboard here, and this just works out really well. It's kind of the perfect size. I actually would have liked a bigger one, but it's one that I could find and easily mount to the wall myself, so I'm pretty happy with it. Coming over here, those are our weather pals, so it's kind of summer in Alaska. Sometimes it's windy, and sometimes it's rainy, and sometimes it's hot, and then sometimes we have picnics, and sometimes we swim, basically. Then these are some of the book bins I have on the floor. This one is much more of a textbook style book. I bought these, I believe it was from Southwestern Publishing. I don't know, they came around. Some people freak out each year, but they came around house to house and I bought a whole set of books from them and I actually really, really like them. But these are just more textbook style ones, and then there's I Spies and Waldo's in the back. The kids have some of them upstairs and in their room. This one is just more overflow of like free reading books for them. And then each kid has one of these book bins that you see here. The girls are over here and Nikolai's is over here. So these are the books that they are able to access and use for our reading challenge, as well as just daily reading. When they finish reading them, instead of putting them back in their bin, they actually come over here to this bin underneath this other little table that I'll show you guys. So here's some books that they've recently finished that go in here. And then I rotate books back into kids bins for ones they haven't read. And how I keep track of them, I actually need to finish my little indexing system. This is an old one, but I have these tags where I wrote the name of the book, the author, the date they checked it out, and the date they returned it, and then they sign it and I sign it. So that's how I keep track of them actually reading. I trust them when they say, Mom, I've read this book, or no, I haven't read that book, but this is just an actual genuine way to keep track of it. But I need to finish making these for all the books and I just haven't done that yet. And then I'll take a step back here and show you guys this wall. This wall, I kind of themed my idea of our homeschool room around when I initially started. I did this way back in like May of last year and then completed it, I think in September, because it was during State Fair that I picked up those 3 prints that you see there, which are by an Alaskan artist named Katie Sevigny. I'll link her stuff below. Those are 3 of my favorite prints that she has done, that bear, that otter, and then that is Alyeska Girdwood. And then this little alphabet roll I found at Target. Follow Your Own Path I found at Target, and that clock I found at Target. That Aurora print was one photograph that Justin's grandparents had that we inherited, so I tied that there. The desk is also recently moved there. The desk actually used to be along this wall here below United States of America, that decal that I have there. But I moved it here to give myself more space for students, multiple students, so each of the kids to sit. So yeah, this will be, I haven't decided. I think this will be where our computer will go. Our computer might go on this little table desk thing here. I'm not sure yet. Once we get our computer, I'll assess that. But we have just a light over here, which Justin just changed this to an LED bulb, so it's super bright. This PBS mug for just pencils, assorted things. These are the kids' like quiet time jars, calming jars. We made these when they were like toddlers, but we still have them. And I actually use this one. This one was Nikolai's. The girls I still have upstairs. I guess I could move them all down here. I use it basically as a timer sometimes because it takes about a minute and 30 seconds for everything to settle. That's just my speaker that I've had down here. Nikolai's book bin. This was what I used for Nikolai to pull out worksheets for each day of the week. And then I have a placement test down there because I'm kind of gathering them. I plan to order 2 more of these actually for each of the girls and hang them on this wall and then put their names and get it taken care of, but I just haven't squared that away yet. I'll do that by fall. And then, like I said, this is my decal for the United States of America. And then I have this from our little like design theme learning as an adventure pack that I got. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but I just kind of centered it over that table. This is a little ottoman I have. There's actual storage space in there. I'm not sure. I've never put anything inside of it, but it's just in here as an extra seat. I used to have a gray chair in this corner with the ottoman, and that's where I would sit when Nikolai was working and edit or read or do something or grade work or whatever, but now I just need more accessible space in this room with having the girls come. These are my homeschool binders. I'll share these if you guys want me to once I get them organized. I don't know how organized they are right now. It's just the academic year, and then I downloaded from Etsy. I actually purchased these for myself to use, and then I printed off a curriculum list, a reading list, and then I have this unit study planner that I found on Pinterest, which I can share. This is just my blank copy. I have one that I'm filling out as we're doing our oceans unit study, kind of using that unit study as my trial for having 3 kiddos in homeschool, and then this is just more homeschool stuff in the screen one resources that I've gathered. So, and then there's just sheet protectors and a notebook stack there. This is stuff that's going to go back upstairs with me. Then I have this 3-drawer organizer over here, which is honestly a mess, but I'm just not going to go through it tonight. I've gone through this whole room. This is for the kids, this basket to turn their work in. It's a mess in here. This is an example of a pencil sharpener, but why you should spend more money, because this one barely works, but it works enough to keep it as a backup. Yeah, this is just random stickers and supplies in here, and then random paint and stuff in that one. So yeah, that's my last mess that I've got to deal with in a couple days. But then there's this little table. This is actually like a hall entryway table, but it works well in here. Inside here I have some backup games and then these extra charts. So there's just things like Crazy Faces, that's Time Bingo, which we've never actually used, Brain Quest cards, Spot It, Moose Caboose, a little Play Money pack. So that's just in there. And then in the second drawer we have lots and lots of flashcards, most of them from the Target dollar bin. Some of them I've just had for a long time. So that's what's in the drawers for now. And then on top of the desk, it's a little bit more functional for what we're doing currently. I have a box of Kleenex because, you know, children. And then these are where we keep our bookmarks. So they're somewhere where everybody can find them. These are books that I'm reading to the kids or we're reading together. We've honestly been reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory forever, but we're getting there. I read poetry to the kids on each day that we have homeschool. So Shel Silverstein is our choice. And then there's just other poetry books. I also keep these books in here because these were Justin's. And they're just, I just like having them in there. Just me and my dad and just me and my mom. Then in this crate here, which is just a Mantry crate from when we were subscribed to Mantry, are all of the books that are themed around our Oceans unit study. And so I'll be rotating books that we're using for the unit studies in here and out of here. And so these, like I said, I've gone through and just marked off ones that have relevant information to our particular unit studies we'll be doing this summer, and I just use post-it notes for that. And then some of the stuff I've had because Justin's mom passed it down to me as resources, so that was one of them. This Yukon Chinook book she passed down. So yeah, the kids and I read this one tonight. It was really, really fun. And then we're also reading a page each day because there's about 20 some pages I think in here. So for the month of June, you know, some days we'll have to do 2. I think there's 30 pages, but we read the first page of I Wonder Why the Sea is Salty. So we'll read a page a day out of there and get some factual information and then make our way through all of these others. Some of them are just literally fiction. Some of them are a little bit more nonfiction. Then we have one of our Who Was books. I don't know if we'll finish this entire book, but we'll start it and then get our way through it. These are the kids' primary journals that I'll be using for writing prompts. Now, my kids have 2 journals that they're using for homeschool right now. One being down here where I will be giving them daily writing prompts that we'll work on together. And then one upstairs in their quiet time basket, which is more like their personal journal. And I told them they can write a story, they can write poetry, they can write about their feelings, their days, whatever. And then just pencils. And then underneath here is just this black filing tote. And this is just packed with stuff that when we go up to Manly to where Justin is for work, or we just go travel in general for more than a couple days and I need to bring stuff, I've just got stuff pre-prepared in here to kind of just supplement and bring with us as needed. I might touch some of this for the summertime and I might not. I'm not quite sure yet, but it's just there. And I have another one upstairs in my office that has more relevant information for what I'm working on now. So yeah, I'll just take you guys around again really quick. So entry, that's where we come in. I'm going to put something here. I need to make it for the kids checking in and out of the classroom each day. I just haven't done it yet. Craft supplies, kind of teacher supply closet, that stuff, our whiteboard, and then just decor, desk. I've kept it really simple, try to keep it as organized as possible for as small of a space it is. Yes, we all fit in here to work. We kind of gather here and they kind of look at the whiteboard over here if necessary, or, you know, so I just encourage you, if your idea for homeschooling, hold on, let me flip you around so I can talk to you face to wherever in the world you are. So I just encourage you, if you're interested in homeschooling and your mindset is that you're very limited by your space, I understand that. I do. Some people homeschool out of their dining room. We will actually be using our dining room as a homeschool space. I'm just lucky that we have this kind of awkward, like, office style room plunked downstairs between the kids' bedrooms, and it used to be a playroom, and I just converted it into a homeschool room. It's not the biggest room in the world, so don't feel like if you're going to homeschool, you need to start off with the most extravagant thing in the world. If I've learned anything in the last year and heading into my second year as homeschooling, it's just that you need to engage and teach your kids about learning in whatever way possible you can do it. For some people, that's having a big homeschool room. For others, it's just having their kids home with them and being able to teach and learn. And for some people, you meet in the middle and you have a little room like I do, and then you just really encourage your kids to be passionate about learning and trying new things, and you just figure it out as you go a little bit, because that's kind of the beauty of life in general, and it definitely doesn't change just because you're homeschooling. Anyway, that's a really rambly, not very eloquent spiel. I'll make a better one someday, I promise. But anyway, I just encourage you, if you're interested in homeschooling, to just do your research, figure it out. If you guys want to see a video from me about how to get started with homeschooling, how to kind of figure it out, navigate it at the beginning, let me know. I definitely don't have all of it figured out. I'm going into year 2 here. There are some homeschool veterans who have, like, homeschooled kids from birth to high school and beyond. So, but I can just share what I've learned so far if you guys are interested in hearing my perspective. If you are, just leave a comment, let me know. But as always, lots of love from Alaska. There is that subscribe button down there if you're interested, with my awkward pointing finger. What is this? Anyway, leave a comment, stay a while, check out our other social media links below, and I will see you guys again very, very soon in my next video. Bye, guys.